Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. XRP sees resurgent demand reaching levels last seen before lawsuit. That's right, it only took a year, and I'll share with you the specifics as we get into the video here. But I gotta say at the outset of this video, dead coins would not act like this. XRP, my gosh, the amount of interest returning specifically after it gained legal clarity, specifically in the United States. I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but it's a pleasure to be reporting on this. And that's not the only positive headline. My God, there's no shortage of XRP-related articles yesterday and today. Here's another one from the Crypto Basic. I'm just kind of mention this. I don't even necessarily want to read through the article. It's not necessary, but they were noting XRP from its most recent bottom. It jumped 20% yesterday. You know, and this is after, obviously, on a macro level, there's all sorts of stuff going on, fears about markets, and so then it tanked very precipitously, and then people woke up in the United States like, oh, that's bad, I'm going to participate in this nonsense, and a bunch of people started panic selling in the stock market. Crypto hit because they're all risk-on assets. But I'm just telling you, XRP, and I mentioned this idea because it's true. I mentioned this in my very last video, but XRP is particularly resilient. As all sorts of coins hit new lows, XRP actually didn't. I'm telling you, by the time this cycle's over, my very strong suspicion is that XRP will have absolutely shocked all the toxic Bitcoin maximalists. All the XRP haters will be absolutely shocked, and they will be deleting all of their nonsense posts about how XRP isn't going to perform. The good news is I've been screen grabbing and recording them along the way, so even if they try that crap, it's too late, you done messed up. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Here's a post from on-chain analytics firm Santiment. And they're talking a little bit about sentiment here, so I thought I'd kick things off with this. They said, the crowd played a massive part in crypto rebounding over the past 30 hours. Bitcoin's rapid bounce back to $57,000 came immediately after social media proclaimed we were about to see $40,000 to $45,000 Bitcoin. Again. Instant bounces after bearish sentiment is a common theme throughout 2024. So that's right. And this is why the masses, they just get wrong-footed so many times, because eventually there is a breaking point. You know, I understand. People feel like whatever is happening price-wise for any coin or asset, whether it's Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, whatever it's happening, it's just going to do that forever. Or even if you're talking about the crypto market as a whole, it's been going down for months or even a year or two. Well, it's just going to do that forever, and you get this buildup of negative sentiment. But when it's at its worst, my God, those are the moments when it flips. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know? Are you surprised to see this here? All these people are so consistently wrong when it comes to this. And it doesn't mean that, you know, when it starts to become notable that they're instantly wrong, but with the spikes, I mean, if you're looking at the screen, you can see why Santiment is sharing what they're sharing here. For these notable spikes, yeah. So we'll find out for sure what happens, and there can be outlier instances with just about anything in life. But there's reason to suppose that what's most probable is that the bottom's on a lower time frame. There was also this post from chart analyst Seth Golden, who popped up in my newsfeed. I'm not familiar, but I thought it highlighted something that's useful to be aware of, so I thought I'd share this with you. He said, he's talking about the S&P 500. S&P has had 242 pullbacks of 5% plus. Median decline of all pullbacks of 5% plus was, so it'd be negative 8.2%. The average decline of all pullbacks of 5% plus was 11.8%. From all-time high July 16th, current pullback depth is 9.7%, right in middle of median and average. So I thought I'd highlight this for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you're talking on a lower time frame, which I am right now, bottoms are found, especially after capitulation events. And so the fact that we are sitting where we're sitting shouldn't be surprising. Also, if you have a sufficient time horizon, everything just kind of works out anyway. In fact, I wanted to highlight this. This is a post from Elon Musk that was shared by XRP chart analyst Greg Crypto. And this post from Elon Musk is from over 2 years ago, May 1st, 2022. And he's talking about stocks here in this particular post. But the concept, so far as I'm concerned, absolutely applies to crypto. So check this out. He says, since I've been asked a lot, buy stock in several companies that make products and services that you believe in. Only sell if you think their products and services are trending worse. Don't panic when the market does. This will serve you well in the long term. And so note that he says only sell if you think, so that's one of the keywords, you think that their products and services are trending worse. He didn't say if the price is trending worse. He said if the products and services are trending worse, right? Because that's a foundational thing, right? Don't panic when the market does. You will be wrong-footed. Okay, so he's talking about stocks here, but the concept absolutely applies to crypto so far as I'm concerned. And so what do we measure then? If it's not a product, what are we talking about here? In services, well, it depends on how you're considering any cryptocurrency to provide a service, but the way that I articulate it is utility matters and will win the day. That's the core of my investment thesis in crypto. It's the usefulness of the thing, right? So what I'll highlight here, and this is the reason I've had nonstop conviction for XRP, for the ups and downs, everything, even throughout all the SEC nonsense for almost 7 entire years at this point. The reason I do is because I see that XRP is further adopted. I see utility increase, and I see it going the right direction. I see that XRP, which was intended to be a better version of Bitcoin, actually is, and it works, and it's broadly speaking great for payments in general, and that's something that I think matters to the world. So why would I sell even if the price goes down? And so the market, total global capitulation event, not just with XRP and crypto, traditional finance, obviously. Pick a stock market. It went down, right? And there's been a fair bit of recovery in crypto and in traditional finance since then. There's been some. But the point is, those moments when they happen do not signal the end of XRP specifically. That doesn't make sense. All of the good stuff that matters, that should result in long-term viability, and I believe will, it's there still. It's still there. Don't panic when the market does. That's what Elon Musk says, and he's right. Here's a post from chart analyst Dr. Magic. XRP's strength against Bitcoin and across the board is notable and should not be ignored at this point. When markets turns up again soon, the pump on XRP will be violent. And he posted this morning, by the way. I'll notice this. So coming up on 24 hours ago. But look at what he's highlighting here. XRP's strength against Bitcoin and across the board is notable. Yes, and I keep seeing this highlighted by analyst after analyst after analyst. And in fact, so he shared, let me show you this one actually, because he's highlighting some of the same stuff in this one. This is also from the morning of August 6th. And so he's got an XRP BTC chart, he's got an XRP dominance chart, and an XRP ETH chart, as you can see. And he wrote, are we allowed to believe in coincidences? Asking for a friend. And I like that because he's making a good point with this. Look at these 3 things that you can track. XRP priced against Bitcoin, XRP priced against ETH, and XRP dominance. Look at where, if you're familiar, look at the screen, you can see where I'm circling, but look at these moments. This is where we are now. Bottoming off this crucial level. When this happened, specifically, you can talk about last market cycle, but I'm more interested in 2017 just because it rocketed a little further. Look at this. There's a reason every analyst that is reputable that I follow that talks about XRP is highlighting this. Look at what happened in 2017. That is the moment that we're in right now. Just coincidences? No, history rhymes with itself. And last time this happened to this degree, my God, XRP rocketed. That market cycle, 2017, went from half a penny to almost $4. Roughly an 80,000% price increase. Absolute insanity. But no, this time's different, right? It no longer means anything. Yeah, I don't believe that. No, this thing is going to go ballistic. And I also wanted to highlight this. He was talking about H-bar in this particular post, but I want to make a couple quick points here. This is an H-bar chart priced against Bitcoin. So first of all, I know that a ton of you out there listening do hold the H-bar. I understand why. It's probably for a similar reason you're really into XRP. If a coin's useful, it probably will have long-term viability. Utility matters and will win the day. So that's why so many people that hold XRP also hold H-bar, because it actually is used. There really is actual utility. And I just thought I'd highlight this. So obviously it's a much newer cryptocurrency. But look at this. Back in 2021, H bar priced against Bitcoin. Dismal. It was the end of the world, right? Well, no. Then it rocketed. And we're at that moment again for H bar. So that's why I wanted to highlight when this happens, it's true not just of XRP. When anything is priced this poorly against Bitcoin, that's probably something that you should know. It's probably good omen. You know what I'm saying? And it was, and this is fewer data points because H bar hasn't existed quite as long. I'm just telling you, this isn't unique to XRP. It just isn't. So we'll be watching for this, but yeah, I think it's reasonable to be optimistic here. And then there's this, as I highlighted at the outset of the video, XRP sees resurgent demand reaching levels last seen before lawsuit. Of course, last market cycle, XRP price artificially suppressed. And I just have to say, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but in a moment like this, especially since we're talking about resiliency of XRP, I think it's amazing that XRP went to $2 last market cycle while under attack, while the liquidity was artificially dried up because of the SEC nonsense. And I understand most of the trading for XRP takes place outside the United States, but what happens in the United States, the rest of the world decided mattered. That's the reason that it did what it did in terms of price action. And I can understand why. But it's so incredible to see that XRP last market cycle, despite the artificial price suppression and the nonsense attack, it still went to $2? That's incredible. And so now here we are. It's consolidated even longer. It has legal clarity. We're in a bull market. Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic here. So check this out. Piece reads as follows. XRP trade volume spikes to high last witness before the SEC lawsuit against Ripple per data sourced by analytics firm Kaiko. Citing Kaiko data, blockchain researcher Colin Brown reveals that XRP's market activity has returned to levels seen before the SEC lawsuit. According to him, XRP trading volumes in U.S. markets have significantly increased since Judge Annalisa Torres' summary judgment decision last July. Notably, the court ruling noted that XRP in itself is not a security. It also clarified that Ripple's XRP sales via secondary trading platforms are not considered securities transactions, whereas direct sales to institutional investors are classified as such. Consequently, multiple U.S. exchanges, including Coinbase and Gemini, listed XRP, tapping into the previously suppressed demand from U.S. traders. So here, I'll make this, here's one that's more full screen. So it's just fascinating that although you saw a, not surprisingly, massive immediate spike, it took a year to recover. And we are pretty much there compared to, and obviously we were in a bull run at the end of 2020. XRP price had been rising, all sorts of activity. But look at this artificial nonsense here, artificially slaughtered in terms of, pick a metric, price action, obviously, liquidity, you name it. It was artificial. But here, after the recovery, from a legal perspective, look at what happened. Are we actually surprised? And this is happening as we're in a bull market. It's delightful to see this. XRP is showing incredible strength. So look at that. This is the world screaming at you, hey, we think this makes sense. And I understand that we're talking about the United States here specifically, but this mirrors what's happening on a global level. And even if you want to look on a lower time frame, what happened over the last 48 hours roughly, XRP has performed, like I was saying earlier, incredibly well. All sorts of analysts noting, there's only a handful of coins that didn't set lower lows. Out of all the altcoins, there's only a handful that didn't set lower lows. XRP is one of them. And it showed incredible strength throughout July. To me, this means something. This is humans, by their behavior, screaming, hey, XRP makes sense to us. You guys can tell me what you think, but I keep saying, I've never been so optimistic about XRP. Now, I have been a long-term XRP bull. Just like if you're talking in terms of big picture, does XRP make sense? It doesn't mean that I'm a permabull in terms of what's happening with the market, which, if the market, even if you're having great developments within the XRP ecosystem, if you're in a bear market, then still the price can crater. So I don't mean that. Of course, the price of XRP can enter bear market territory, duh. But if you're talking just big picture, does it make sense? I haven't wavered on that. I sure as hell have never felt so strong as I do in this moment, especially, it just adds to my conviction. What happened over the last 48 hours and seeing how XRP performed in the face of all this compared to other altcoins is impressive. So hopefully the bottoms are and we get to see a continuation of the upside sooner than later. But even if not, like, come on, guys. This is not how a dead coin behaves. This is not. XRP is here to stay, my friends. This is the world screaming at you. It makes sense. It just freaking does. Here's a post from Greg Crypto. XRP, do you see any lower low? No? Then buy and go to the beach. I thought that was a pretty succinct post. And indeed, XRP is one of the few altcoins where there wasn't a lower low after this most recent crash, and he posted this the other day, August 5th in the morning. Okay. So then don't dwell on it. It doesn't matter. Go to the beach, sure. You know? Exactly. That is exactly correct. And then we had this from Crypto Insight UK chart analyst. He said, I've been so focused on XRP technical analysis recently, as you all know. This is because XRP is about to go crazy when Bitcoin, if we are where I think we are, for crypto. And then he shared a few charts, including this one, XRP BTC chart, right? He shared this one, XRP ETH chart, and I'm seeing tons of analysts highlighting this again for very good reason. And then he shared this one last, XRP zoomed out for perspective is what he wrote here. It's an XRP USD chart showing his expectations. So heading to that level, you're looking at XRP ultimately above $12. And I understand, you know, in the short term, people just think whatever's happening, it's just going to keep doing that forever. But there's a very small number of days in XRP's history, and this is true for most coins anyway, but all coins actually. It is the case that the most important price action happens over a very small percentage of time on any given number of days. So either you have exposure when it happens or you don't. But if you think that this is impossible just because it hasn't in a long time for XRP to hit a new all-time high, you're wrong. That doesn't make sense. You were just emotionally beat down. And I certainly acknowledge I don't know what's going to happen regarding XRP price, and nobody does. But I have my convictions. I have my very strong suspicions that at some unknown point in the future, XRP is going to hit a new all-time high and enter price discovery. It's just it won't be doing that most of the time it exists. And so if you feel so beaten down, yeah, but it hasn't. Look at all these years, over half a decade, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I mean, you do you. I'm going to do me because I think it's going to blast off eventually. And we are in a bull market. And the strength, it's real. You can look at so many different metrics and human behavior and real-world adoption, actual utility. It lines up, folks. It just does. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.